In the 1980s, Saturday morning was the best 4 hours of the week. A whole generation of American kids grew up in front of the same TV, watching the same cartoons, eating the same cereal. Today, kids can watch anything they want, whenever they want. But we had one morning, one shot, and nothing in the world was going to take it from us. And if you were one of those kids, you are about to remember every second of it. Before we get to the cartoons themselves, we have to talk about the ritual that came first, because every Saturday morning started the exact same way. We got out of bed, walked past our parents' room so we did not wake them, and headed straight for the kitchen. A bowl got filled with Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, or Golden Grahams. Then we sat 2 feet from the TV, turned the volume low, and wrapped up in a blanket. The house was still quiet, and there was nowhere else in the world we wanted to be. For most of us, Super Friends was the first superhero show we ever saw on television. It first hit ABC in September of 1973 and kept coming back for 12 straight years. Remember that theme song?
Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman and Robin, Aquaman.
Every Saturday morning, Superman was flying across the screen, Batman and Robin were jumping into the Batmobile, and Wonder Woman was spinning that golden lasso. And somewhere in the middle of it all was Aquaman, waving his arms and talking to fish. And every kid watching wanted to be one of them. The Smurfs came out of nowhere, little blue creatures living in mushroom houses, based on a Belgian comic almost nobody in America had ever heard of. NBC put it on the air in September of 1981, and the very first episode pulled in 42% of the kids watching TV that morning. Papa Smurf, Smurfette, Brainy, Jokey, and Gargamel, chasing them with his cat Azrael. It stayed on for 9 seasons without a break, longer than any other Saturday morning cartoon of the decade. By the mid-80s, Jim Henson's Muppets were everywhere. Primetime, movies, lunchboxes, pajamas. But they had never been cartoons. That changed when CBS put them on Saturday morning. Baby versions of Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, and Gonzo, all running around the same nursery under the care of a nanny whose face you never once got to see. 8 seasons on the air. 4 daytime Emmys in a row for Outstanding Animated Program. Nothing else on the air came close to touching it. Scooby-Doo had already been around for over a decade by the time the 80s rolled around, and it was one of the most loved cartoons of any Saturday morning lineup. The dog got his name from a TV executive who heard Frank Sinatra ad-lib Doobie-Doobie-Doo at the end of Strangers in the Night. Misheard it as Scooby-Dooby-Doo, and that was that. Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, Velma, and a talking Great Dane, driving around in the Mystery Machine. The monster was always a guy in a rubber mask, and we watched every single week, waiting for Fred to pull it off. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends was the first time millions of kids ever saw Marvel heroes on a Saturday morning. Spider-Man teamed up with Iceman and Firestar, 3 college students sharing the same apartment, fighting villains between breakfast and lunch. Stan Lee himself narrated every single episode, decades before anyone outside the comic book world knew his name. For most kids watching, that voice was their first introduction to the man who created Spider-Man, the X-Men, the Avengers, and half the Marvel Universe. Every kid who watched weekend cartoons knew Garfield, the fat orange cat, the bad mood, the obsession with lasagna, the hatred of Mondays, and Odie, the dog who had no idea what was going on. The show ran on CBS for 7 seasons and won 4 Emmys.
No, you're the cat around here, and it's your job to catch these mice.
My job? How about if we trade? You catch the mice, I'll mess up the dinner.
Lorenzo Music's voice was so perfect for that cat that nobody has ever been able to replace it. Not in the movies, not in the reboots. Once the other cartoons finished, one block was still left. Warner Brothers had been packaging their Looney Tunes shorts into a Saturday morning show since 1960, under a dozen different titles. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, and the rest of the Looney Tunes gang, all in 1/2 hour or 1 hour, back to back. It stayed on the air in one form or another for 40 straight years, the longest-running Saturday morning cartoon block in American television history. And I cannot talk about cartoons in the 80s without mentioning the ones we loved just as much, even if most of us were watching them after school instead of Saturday morning. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, one of the most loved cartoons of the decade. Prince Adam would raise his sword, shout by the power of Grayskull, and turn into the strongest man in the universe.
By the power of Grayskull!
Skeletor lost every single week, but somehow always came back for more. Then came the Transformers, giant robots that turned into trucks, planes, and even tape decks. Optimus Prime against Megatron, Autobots versus Decepticons. Every playground in America was divided between the two sides. Alongside them, the ThunderCats, humanoid cats on a faraway planet, battling the ancient evil of Mum-Ra. You can still hear the opening, word for word.
Thunder, 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 ThunderCats!
And G.I. Joe. Cobra fired 1,000 laser blasts every episode and hit absolutely nothing, and every episode ended the same way.
Remember, it's better to tell the truth.
And that's no lie. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles showed up. 4 of them, named after Renaissance painters, living in the sewer, fighting crime, eating pizza. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. Everyone had a favorite, and which one you picked said something about you. And then Voltron, 5 robot lions, piloted by 5 kids, combining into one giant warrior with a flaming sword. You waited the entire episode for that one transformation, and it never got old. And then, every Saturday, it happened. The last cartoon ended, and you heard those first notes of music, and you knew. Soul Train.
Soul Train.
That was the signal. Soul Train meant the morning was over. You turned off the TV, and for the kids who stuck around a little longer, WWF Superstars would be on soon after. But most of us were already putting our sneakers on and heading for the front door, because outside was where the rest of Saturday was waiting. The Saturday morning cartoon did not die overnight. In 1990, Congress passed the Children's Television Act, and everything started to change. 2 years later, Cartoon Network went on the air, and suddenly you could watch cartoons anytime you wanted. And when you can watch anytime, there is no reason to wake up at 6 in the morning. The very last Saturday morning cartoon block on American broadcast television aired in September of 2014. It just ended. Kids today can watch anything, anywhere, anytime they want, but they will never feel the magic of waking up before the sun, knowing that for the next 4 hours, the whole morning was yours. We were the last ones who got that, and honestly, we were lucky. That was Saturday morning in America. If you lived it, you remember every second of it. What was your favorite cartoon from back then? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this one, hit subscribe to Memory Trails. I have got a lot more to remember.
Poor little pound puppies. They had no one to love them. Pound puppy, you were sad and lonely. Watch your home, now you're my one and only. Pound puppy, you're my one and only puppy love.
Pound puppies are so cuddly soft, they feel real. Each sold separately. You can name them.
Let's Coco.
And for a few dollars more, send for a name tag, stickers, and owner certificate.
Pound puppy, you're my one and only puppy love.
New from Tonka.
The Cabbage Patch Kids. Some of this year's babies have a first tooth.
Is she okay, Doc?
She's just teething.
What a relief.
Brand new hairstyles.
What lovely hair. Where does she have it done?
It's natural.
It's natural.
And some kids even wear eyeglasses.
Like 'em?
Like them. I love them.
Doris, here to tell you how you can save a life by talking with your family about becoming an organ donor.
Transplant surgery is not a dream for the future. It's a medical miracle that happens every day thanks to doctors, nurses, and especially people like you and me.
As a potential donor, you're saying you care about people. So much so that if the unthinkable happens, you want the end of your life to give someone else a second chance.
Friday night at 9 on WOFL TV 35.
My brother's in trouble. How do you know? I know. Until now, those had easy. But now it's gonna get real hard. Cobra's hired evil twin brothers, leaders of the Crimson Guard.
Introducing the leaders of the Crimson Guard, the evil twin brothers Tomax and Zaymot. And they're getting away in the Cobra Ferret.
The Joes will stop them.
With the G.I. Joe mini tank.
G.I. Joe!
Evil twin brothers sold together. Cobra Ferret, G.I. Joe mini tank, and Joe figures sold separately from Hasbro.
You can wish upon a star fairy. I've been so busy granting wishes, I'm tired. Let's fly home to the land of wish come true, and you ride Lavender.
Lavender, the magical unicorn, Jazz and True Love each sold separately.
Mom left at the clouds. Now Lavender needs to be brushed. She's beautiful. Your turn to ride. The only thing more fun than flying is flying a Lavender.
Lavender, the magical unicorn, and Star Fairies each sold separately from Tonka.
I got Rainbow Bright to meet you. Rainbow Bright? Who's she? She's my friend, and she has the power of the rainbow to make you happy. She's beautiful. Look at her hair, and a purple star, and shiny dress. Rainbow Bright, you make me happy. Rainbow Bright makes everyone happy.
Rainbow Bright has a purple star on her cheek and a rainbow star on her dress. She's by Mattel.
Here comes Bigfoot to step on some toes. When you've got muscle, that's how it goes. Yeah. SST, muscle machine. They're big, bad, hardy, and mean. Barreling home now, this is the one. This is the big guy that's big on the fun. Bigfoot, let the power go, you know what to do. Bigfoot, he's stepping up to win it for you. SST, muscle machine. They're big, bad, hardy, and mean. SST muscle machine's Bigfoot. Batteries not included from Play Scoop.
It's the boating event of the year, the Bayliner Boatorama at Bob's Boats and Motors. Get behind the boat of your dreams with specials like this. The award-winning 19-foot Capri bow rider with 125 horsepower Volvo inboard-outboard with freshwater cooling. This Bayliner beauty features a deluxe interior with AM/FM cassette stereo, complete for only $84.88. No question about it. Get more for your money at the Bayliner Boatorama. Going on now at Bob's Boats and Motors, East Colonial Drive next to Herndon Airport.
Disney Day Night Barbie. Day Night Kim sold separately. Make work and love fun. Right, Barbie? Day Night Barbie. Be kissy stop. We can work from 9 to 5 and then take the set for an evening with kids. Secret turn around, big fabulous hair. Sparkles everywhere. We girls can do anything. Right, Barbie?
Day Night Barbie doll has a change-around outfit. Ken doll sold separately. New from Mattel.
Every time folks eat Super Fruity Bonkers fruit candy, makes a big hit. Now there's a big new flavor, Bonkers Watermelon. Mouth-watering watermelon with an extra fruity middle. Makes me want to eat it up.
New Watermelon Bonkers. Bonks you out.
Thumb candy.
Aaron Sells is famous for fabulous buys on rental return furniture. But did you know we also offer a large selection of new furniture at incredibly low prices? This 5-piece dinette is an outstanding value at just $69. Our most popular 4-drawer chest in either pine or walnut finish is the buy of the year at $33. Our best-selling end or cocktail tables are only $59 each. And there's a wide choice of lamps at $14. Best of all, you'll save like this every day on new furniture at Aaron Sells.
We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe's there. G.I. Joe!
Cobra's stealing the capsule! They're getting away in the water moccasins!
And with him are the evil new Cobras, Firefly, Scrap Iron, and the Baroness.
The shark will catch him.
G.I. Joe's American hero!
They're throwing the capsule overboard! Let's go get it! Way to go, Joe! Joe! Joe!
G.I. Joe Rainbow Shark comes with diver. Water Moccasin comes with driver. Other figures sold separately from Hasbro.
Koosas came from Waikusa Valley. It's friends for Cabbage Patch Kids and your girls and boys. Bring in luck and joy. Our Koosa cheers you up on a gloomy day. And does such funny things because Koosas like to play. And Koosas are curious.
They think that they can read.
A Koosa likes a cookie too, but hugs are what they really need.
Now Koosas have their own care center, sold separately. ID collars carry the names you give them, so have fun and cuddle up.
Cuddle up with a Koosa.
Taste the rainbow of fruit flavors
It's a rainbow.
in Skittles.
Skittles. Bite-sized candy.
Colorful candy shells with fruit flavors in the middle. Strawberry, orange, lemon, lime in Skittles. Bite-sized candies. Now there's more of your favorite fruit flavors. 16% more. So there's a whole lot more Skittles in every pack.
It's a rainbow.
In Skittles.